That doggo, that shit goes too. Okay. Yeah.
The wise man.
Yeah. What up? I'm back.
He's back. The Jamaicans is back.
I'm back.
Turn them up.
Yeah. Back to business, baby.
We making plays one more time
every day
before the year's up. Jamaicans, welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I'm your host, Bogart Scott Free, here with my brother from another, everybody's favorite fantasy champion, the fantasy wise man himself. What's happening?
Wise man, if in the building, 2020, my vision's clear. Get with it.
Woo! Yeah. All right, check this out. This is the very first NFL playoff edition of the Fantasy Playmakers.
Wild card edition.
You know what I'm saying? The wild card edition. Mm-hmm. Wild shit happened all year.
All year.
Before we get into it, let's just kind of wax a little bit about the year.
The year was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was one of those years where now me and my friends, we talked about the Niners. And we talked about how we were going to end up somehow in the playoffs. Number one in the NFC in 1 year span. People don't remember. Last year, people were like, the Niners were going to do this, Niners were going to do that. We didn't even make the playoffs. We weren't even 500. And now we're the number one seed in the NFC.
You know what's crazy is to go back to last year. So we had so much hype.
Last year, oh man,
so much hype. Back. Jimmy G getting a full season to start. He gets injured, unfortunately, early on. Right, torn ACL, blah blah blah. The rest is history. But here's one thing that's interesting about last season. It's like if you were to tally up, C.J. Beathard's yardage, and along with Big Dick Nick Mullins' yardage. You know what I'm saying? They were over 4,000. I mean, also add that with the couple the couple games that Jimmy G produced, and it was over 4,000 yards and 20 something odd touchdowns.
And it was exactly. So it's like but you're right.
You had hope for it to be.
And then they had McMullen, right? McMullen was in there as well. McMullen was in there as well. So just last year alone. I mean, if you want to look at, let me just read off the standings real quick.
Go ahead, bust it out.
In the AFC North, the Ravens were 10-6 last year.
Yeah,
they won the NFC.
Yeah, and they had like a nice 8-game winning streak. They ripped off like eight straight. Yeah, with maybe even like 9 straight.
They lost to San Diego in the playoffs, in the wild card playoffs. The Texans were 11-5.
Oh yeah,
the Patriots. Mm-hmm.
No, I was gonna say no. I'm just saying the Texans, They did it by having the ugliest schedule too, ugly as in being
they made it
super soft.
Yeah,
they had a super. I mean, maybe not ugly is not the word. They had a super easy schedule. So it's you know what I mean. This year they had a first place schedule, and it was it was a little more difficult.
They could have bring off a couple more wins, but they choked. But
they beat the teams that mattered this year.
They did beat the
Patriots.
They did. They did, which only stifled the Patriots' goal to getting the bye.
Oh yeah.
So they did damage. Plus, it's for some reason every time you face a coach every time a coach faces a team that used to be on, they always know when he's gonna run. The Niners lost to Atlanta. The same shit. Shanahan was on Atlanta.
And Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's he's a defensive minded guy. He practiced against Shanahan's offense every day for a couple years.
Exactly. So he knows what Shanahan loves to run. We're human. We all have habits. Mm-hmm. The same thing goes for the Patriots. What's his name used to be the coach of the Houston Texans? Bill O'Brien used to be on the Patriots. Bob. Mm-hmm. So he knows who likes to run what. And then it goes on and on. Trust me, look it up, you guys. Fantasy playmakers out there, look it up. The next team was the AFC East. The Patriots were 11-5. And this year, they're not going to get they're third with that win.
It's a stark contrast this year.
It is.
I could pinpoint the one thing about the Patriots this year is during this time of year, Patriots become a power run team.
They should have won against Miami. Miami was plus 1,000, but the Patriots didn't win though. But you're right.
Yeah.
Usually. Yeah. At home in Foxborough, at this time of year.
And they lost James Devlin for the season early on. Mm-hmm. And so they had to convert one of their linebackers into a fullback.
Yeah,
and without Devlin and without Gronk, I mean, they cleared paths.
They did.
You know what I mean? Because that offensive line.
That is true. No Gronk this year. That's a different team.
He's an extra lineman.
Automatically, when there's no Gronk, you're right. That extra lineman, that extra man that could block and stuff it.
Like Sony Michel's one of the biggest. Sony Michel's arguably a big bust. If you want to relate it to the hype he had coming into this year. Excuse me. As you know, people they were excited about Sony Michel coming out.
Oh man, I had one of my leagues. That league, he did nothing for me.
Yeah, and because you were excited to have him where you drafted him.
I know the Patriots have a lot of backs, but LeGarrette Blount not too long ago had 18 touchdowns in like 1 year.
Yeah,
16
but if you look at that year, his stat line was like probably 600 yards.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot, but sometimes touchdowns. But of course, touchdowns mattered most.
Oh yeah, exactly. And
there's 16 games. If you can guarantee me 6 points a game from a touchdown,
okay, check this out.
That's a big deal,
dude. The Patriots are always number one in running the ball, like percentage-wise, running the ball within the 5-yard line. This year, they're like behind like the Chargers.
It's wild.
Yeah, like it's
and they might not make it out this wild card weekend, but. Let's get back to last year. Last couple of teams I'm going to mention because this is kind of important. We got to remember, it's relevant because a lot of those teams that I just mentioned are in the playoffs right now.
This beer is tasty, by the way.
It's very tasty. This is a wine brew. I forgot the name. Was it the Kona?
Oh, that Kona. Kona. Kona, give me money.
Yeah, give me money. So let's remember the Patriots 11-5. So now it was the Cowboys 10-6. Right, this year they for whatever reason couldn't get in.
Oh yeah,
but the Cowboys.
I can tell you several reasons.
Right. I could
one
too.
is
You're
just
right.
Jason Garrett. Dude.
Yeah, Jason Garrett. The play calling was terrible. Even though Dak had a very good year, but they could not ring off wins. Then after that, the Saints were 13-3, and we all know what happened with the Saints because why the Rams were also 13-3, and the Saints and the Rams saw each other in the NFC Championship game, and we all know what happened.
Yeah, we all know what happened. And the Saints they're on redemption mode now.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
they are, and they look like they're gonna try to in the wild card. Even though they wanted the Niners to lose, did they not? But the Niners came through and beat the Seattle Seahawks.
You know what's crazy is, like, going back to the Niners, right?
So let me go. Should I go back to the Niners stats that year?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So
because then let's look at Jimmy's stats this year. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into
the evolution of Jimmy Garoppolo. So, Niners last year, we did pretty well for what we had.
And I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure if you combine the yardage, the passing yards for all the starting quarterbacks we had last year, they should equate to like either above or around 4,000 yards, which was great for because that's what I expect out of a Shanahan quarterback, at least to have 4,000 yards, and 25 touchdowns as a floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because look at Matt Ryan in Matt Ryan's MVP year. What was it, like 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns? You know what I'm saying? That was the third year in Shanahan's system where it's like now he's blossomed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Second year, actually. 2016, yeah.
It was 2016?
Yeah, that was his MVP year. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like, because, Matt Ryan, to me, he's a low IQ guy, like a low football IQ guy. It takes him
for some reason, though, but sometimes Matty Ice, he just does his thing, and he somehow gets it up.
Here's my Matty Ice thing. This is what I figure Matty Ice to be. It's like I say, he's kind of he's lower football IQ guy. He takes multiple seasons in a system to master it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dirk Cutter this year, he came in. I was kind of big on Matt Ryan because I was like, Dirk Cutter was in Matt Ryan's career early on. So it was a system he knew, you know what I mean? Like, I called the Austin Hooper thing where it was like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, he was balling.
Because that system demands, targets to the tight end, you know what I mean? And like,
yeah.
But yeah, like,
but I would say this, at the end of the day, when you speak about tight ends, I think Kittle's doing his thing.
Oh, yeah.
The stats last year, if you want to talk about Garoppolo, so the stats last year, just to bring that back, because Kittle, I was looking at the stats earlier, and Kittle he's one of the main reasons, just like Patriots, Kittle's one of the main reasons why the Niners are doing their thing.
Oh yeah, like Patriots with Gronk.
Yeah, like the Patriots with Gronk.
Back in the days.
So Jimmy last year,
he had like 1,000,
in 2018,
Oh no,
Jimmy, his QB. First of all, his QB rate in 2018 was 90%, but he only had how many games?
Three and a half games.
Exactly.
So what did he?
3 games, right? 3.5 games.
Like 1,000, almost 1,000.
He only completed 53 completions, 89 attempts. So his percentage was 59.6. So he was making around roughly 60% of his throws before he got hurt in 3 games.
Yeah.
718 yards, not bad. Average 8.1 yards a throw.
An attempt.
An attempt. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
TDs, 5 TDs, 3 interceptions. That's not good. 13 sacks, 97. So basically, if I'm reading off the numbers, rushing, he had his things. This year, 3,978 yards.
So he got up around that 4,000 mark.
Almost there. He could have got there, but didn't. And that's very disappointing. But whatever. The run game
you
is
know
more
what?
serious.
I think it's not. I was about to say
a
that.
little more, but he could. Look at. There was times I needed Jimmy to do things on fantasy where I had him on my fantasy. We'll talk about that later because I got 3rd place, but we'll talk about that later. I had Jimmy. I don't know, like Jimmy didn't show up. But out of 16 games played, Jimmy had 329 completions, 476 attempts. Not bad, Jimmy.
Yeah.
69%, 70%.
Those numbers.
That's not bad at all.
If you're throwing for 4,000 yards, you're usually like above 500 attempts. So that's pretty fucking good.
That's pretty.
We're talking about
good.
some fairly good efficiency.
Almost efficient, and that's most important at the end of the day. Before anything, are you an efficient quarterback? Can you hit your target?
Yeah, look at against the Seahawks a couple nights ago. He was 18 for 25 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and then he had around 280. He didn't have no touchdowns, but that's the thing is like we're one of the run heaviest team when we get down there too.
Sure. For sure. Left, right, middle. Left,
Dude,
middle.
Our first like 5 weeks, I want to say, of the year, our backfield averaged 250 all scrimmage yards. Our backfield, so it's like. That correlates with Jimmy not doing so much, for fantasy wise. But
exactly.
Like, reality.
I mean, against Atlanta, he should have did more. But like I said, Shanahan used to play for Atlanta. They knew the schemes.
Here's one thing with Atlanta.
Jimmy should have did more.
Here's one thing with Atlanta. They're bringing back their whole coaching staff, and that whole coaching staff was on the brink of getting fired about 6-7 weeks ago.
Until they rang off some wins.
Exactly. And they
loudly.
They took their line coach from the offense and made him the D coordinator. You know what I'm saying? And like he just switched that whole thing up.
He just threw it out and threw it.
And that kind of that's great coaching to me as far as head coaching as far as Dan Quinn.
That's why Bill Belichick is a genius because he has so many. It's like kung fu. It's MMA. It's mixed martial arts.
Oh yeah, he got styles.
You could styles.
Oh yeah.
Even though he's recording people and he's looking at your practices, but still he has so many styles. He can just demolish you with a 4-6. A 3-7, he would just mix it up and keep doing his thing. So, and that's what wins you championships. So, at the end of the day, if you look at certain teams, you can understand that these teams.
Oh shit! I was snapping.
If you look at certain teams, the Niners defense is solid. If you look at other teams around the league, you can understand. You see the Niners defense. I forgot the defense. I should know. Saleh.
Robert Saleh. Dude,
Robert Saleh is a monster. He's energetic on the sideline.
Remember I told you Ron Rivera? Ron Rivera is going to go to the Redskins.
Yeah.
So they pretty much announced it.
Wow.
Right, bro. Saleh's he's going to get interviewed this week for the Browns.
Wow.
Yeah, and they won't be able to name him the coach until we're whenever we're done.
And it makes sense. Until what?
Until whenever the Niners are.
Oh yeah. It's usually until the NFC Championship on the way to the Super Bowls when they name.
Yeah, when that's when they're allowed to.
When they're allowed to.
And I'm glad. I'm hoping that we're on the way.
Yeah. I believe we will.
Well, they can't officially name it. They can't officially name it.
Of course.
Just like remember when Shanahan, they were on the way to Super Bowl. Everyone knew he was going to go to the Niners, but they couldn't officially.
And we all knew.
Yeah.
Adam Schefter. So now let's go to the games of this year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a beaut. We have Baltimore, Kansas City, New England, and Houston that are in it. The wild card is
that's the AFC picture.
Kansas City, Buffalo, and Tennessee's in the AFC. That's the AFC picture.
Yeah.
And the NFC, we have San Francisco and this is respectively.
Yep.
San Francisco, Green Bay, New Orleans, Philadelphia in the NFC.
There's no Cowboys in there?
No boys. No boys at all. Seattle and Minnesota are in there. Yeah, it's the boy LA just narrowly got knocked out. LA that was in the Super Bowl last year couldn't make the playoffs. Chicago had a high record, couldn't get in at 8-8. No Dallas. So the playoff picture changed a little. The new teams that we have in there is Green Bay.
Yep, Aaron Rodgers making his triumphant playoff return with Matt LaFleur, a disciple of Shanahan, taking Aaron Rodgers and making him more of a game manager.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I think they're going to be ready to unleash him.
Green Bay came back this year. No Mike McCarthy. They said no problem. Hold my beer. And also the motherfucking Minnesota Vikings got in.
Okay, so let's get right into the first matchup.
Let's get it.
Where is it taking us to the NFC?
So the first matchup in the NFL, and remember everyone, this is the playoffs. So it's the wild card weekend, and the first matchup is Bills versus Texans. All right, Bills versus Texans. They want to get it out the way at 1:35 p.m.
What does Vegas have this?
Vegas has this as a minus 2.5 for Houston.
For Houston, you see, you know what's crazy? Okay, right out the gate from the gambling side,
and I'm
smashing the Bills.
Yeah, automatically.
And maybe even to win.
I think I got the Bills to win.
Yes, me too.
I got the Bills to win. I'm putting money down on this. Everybody in America.
My man, Josh Allen, the Stallion, he's gonna be out there running like a running fool. You know what I'm saying? He got the white boy, the gritty white boy, the gritty slot receiver Cole Beasley.
Yes, sir, yes,
he got my man downtown John Brown, and they also got another mismatch nightmare. He's kind of low key as fuck, Dawson Knox. You know what I'm saying?
Knox.
Yep, the good old
don't
D
know.
Knox.
This is guards, Nuggets knowledge.
You know
guards knowledge.
And then now we take it to the other side. You got DeAndre. What's his name? Deshaun Watson. My bad, I almost fucked up his name.
Watson.
You know what I'm saying? But he's hobbled. You know what I mean? You got a hobbled Will
But
Fuller.
I could ring off. Let me just ring out some stats for you,
Go
kid, because we have for our guys that love analytics out there. Because some people like, you gotta do the eyeball. We do the eyeball and we do analytics. We do both ways.
We do both.
So points per game, Houston 23.6, not bad. 14th in the league. Bills 19.6. That quarterback needs to do better. 23rd in the league, but he needs to do better. Points against Houston's defense is holding up, but we all know they ain't competing with the Bills defense. Houston's 385 points scored on them, 19th in the NFL. Bills 259, second. They have a D. I lost a fantasy game because I chose to start San Diego's defense over the Bills against Dallas, and the Bills shut down Dallas. And I lost a game like that. And Dallas at that time was 31st in the league.
That was Thanksgiving.
Yes, and you don't want to play. And no one wanted to play. No one defense wanted to face Dallas. In fact, Fantasy Pros had them Dallas 28th or something. I mean, Buffalo 28th defense that week.
You know what's
crazy? And they had San Diego top 10. And I didn't even look at it. I like to make my decision. Then I reference. Then I look back. And I said, oh, wow. So not only was I right, I was super right because San Diego was supposed to be top 10 against the Broncos. And they fucked them up. Trash. The Broncos ate them up.
Yeah, I was about to say the Broncos killed them.
The Broncos ate them up. Yeah. And San Diego only had 2 points, and I think Buffalo had like fucking 11. And I lost a week that way. And that week that I lost contributed to me not winning and having to lose.
You know what? I love
third place.
I don't want to say I love moments like that, but I love moments like that as a fantasy manager because it's like you need stuff like this to happen sometimes. It makes you better.
It makes you better because I have chips. I've won thousands of dollars from fantasy football.
Oh yeah.
Thousands, plural,
and see, it still goes back to like, yo, anything can happen. Like in football, obviously, like
anything can happen. Any given Sunday, that is the most realest quote of the decade.
Oh yeah,
actually, that might have been last decade. But
I think 1999.
Yeah.
Maybe 2000.
It might have snuck in the millennium.
Yeah.
It might have snuck into the millennium, but that was probably one of.
It was definitely related to football. It might even be 20 years ago.
I'm telling you, right? And related to football, that has to be the realest fucking quote you can think of any given Sunday. Literally.
Even Thursday.
Monday. Now we stretching out Saturdays.
Yeah.
So, but Houston versus I might have to throw because I could have threw $5 towards Miami when they're a plus 1,000. Just
just to win 5,000 real quick.
Yeah. Funny. That's real talk. No, you would have won 50 if you would have betted $5. You would have won 50, but still.
God. 50. Yeah,
$5 to win 50. No, but if you would have betted 100, you would have won 1,000, right? So if you buy 500, you would have won 5,000.
Damn.
Imagine the guy. Imagine the hardcore Miami fan that betted 100 plus.
Oh, they're betting it. Even
imagine the hardcore Miami Dolphins.
You know what's crazy? Even the Sharps were probably off of this because the fact that
they were definitely off because Bovada right before kickoff. I looked at it at 9:55. It was 9:55, and I was like, should I throw $5 that way? And I was like, nah, they're in Foxborough.
That's what I mean. That was the point.
If they were in Miami, then I might have betted.
Yeah, because
they were in Foxborough.
But you know what's crazy? There's an intangible to that last game. The intangible is they always have Miami set up against New England late in the season every year. And the past couple of years, I could think of games where Miami, they came through either covering or even full out outright win the game. Like, do you remember the Miami Miracle last year?
Yes, Gronk couldn't get the tackle.
No,
that's what I'm saying. If they were in Miami, I might have because the spirit of Dan Marino is floating around the building. So
but even that game, even that win was kind of fluky.
It was stupid fluky.
But it was like, it's just the intangible that for some way or another, Miami comes through late in the season.
When they look at Fitzmagic. Yeah. Fitzmagic also is tearing it down.
And you know what, too?
Ruining people's fucking careers, kind of.
Bro, Fitzmagic, like, if I'm the New England Patriots, I'm trying to grab him up behind Brady.
Just as a backup, just to stop spoiling plans.
Yes. But also because, there's a good chance.
Throwing a monkey wrench in the gears.
When Brady's hurt, he plays hurt. So it's like, next year, if you have someone like the Magic Man who's serviceable, it could be like, Brady, you're hurt. Get fully healthy.
And Brady knows he'll never lose his job to the Magic Man.
He can sling it.
He's a gunslinger. He might be Brett Favre mixed with a little bit of Derek Carr before he got hurt.
And then you throw in the Ivy League knowledge. Like, because he's from Harvard. He's a Harvard grad. Yes. Like, that's why he was
given the playbook, he'll study it.
Some players don't study. Many offensive systems, bro.
Yeah, some players don't study. They'd rather rely on the coach screaming and yelling at them so they can get it right. Okay, the 8 means they're going to run the post route. Fitzgerald's coming in there. They're going to give you the book because if you play football,
wow. Let's watch Fitzgerald.
Yes, the coach always gives you the playbook before double days. So it's like, now you made the team. So before double days, the coach said, study this.
Yeah.
Some players don't study.
No.
Fitzgerald
Check the scout report.
Yes. Fitzgerald, he studies. That's why they're like, they couldn't even play Rosen. They're like, you know what? Let's put him on the sideline, shelf him for now. Fitzgerald, get in there, do your thing, man.
Well, speaking of studying, let's study this game a little more. So on the Houston side, right? You got DeAndre Hopkins, my man, Nuke Skywalker.
You know
what I'm saying?
Did his thing this year. Nice trade. Trade. I was gonna go for him, but I had hella receivers. So I didn't make the trade, but I remember we was talking.
I was like, and then when you were talking, when you told me about that trade, I was like, Nuke is available?
He's available.
Nuke's on the block? I started shooting all kinds of
because you got to make people happy on both ends. You got to make people happy on both ends.
And that's how you make a good trade.
And that's how you make a good trade.
So check this out. My man, Nuke Skywalker, he's going to be matched up against, someone I really respect in the game, Tre'Davious White.
Yes.
Tre'Davious White is he's a top 5 cornerback in the game. You know what, dog? I put him.
I'm looking at the defense right now. Yes.
I put in the bogey order. I literally put him up there with Stephon Gilmore and like Jalen Ramsey.
It's that serious.
Like, I think he's better than Jalen Ramsey this year.
It's that serious.
Tre'Davious White. Wow. Oh yeah, he's erasing motherfuckers. He's hitting them with the whiteout. You know what I mean? And but DeAndre Hopkins is a physically dominating receiver as well as a skilled route runner. He also has long speed, great hands.
Should I just go over the stats? I mean, Hopkins this year made 104 receptions.
Woo.
Played in 15 games, 1,165 yards, 77.7 yards a game. He's averaging 11.2 yards a catch. He has 7 touchdowns.
Damn, that's a hell of an average. average depth.
That's a hell of an average. He has his longest this year is 43 yards. Like the man has not lost a fumble. He's doing his thing.
Oh no! And you know what's crazy is that he started off really slow. And like, I remember playmakers throughout the early season. I was like, pound the trade offers because like this was just uncharacteristic of him. You know what I mean?
I would have accepted a trade too, but I had so many receivers, and the dude I think he wanted Eckler. Eckler was killing at the time.
Oh my god, dude! You know Eckler finished like 5 overall.
Yeah,
that's fucking nuts.
I picked him up. Do you know I grabbed him in the 8th round? I drafted him in that league. Because I knew no Melvin Gordon. People were sleeping on Eckler. I was like, no Melvin Gordon. I was like, I can't believe Eckler is still on the board. I was like, let me just grab it.
You know what's crazy?
My only curse was my quarterbacks. I ran through 7 quarterbacks. Or else in that league, guys, and for you,
you dominated though.
For you TFL guys that are listening, I got 2nd overall. Look, Candlestick had McCaffrey. Candlestick had McCaffrey and Lamar. Candlestick. If I could have drafted McCaffrey, but there was no Cam Newton, so I let him fall. And grabbed
fucking Candlestick kid. You know what? Boom.
And there was boo that. He got the belt. He showed the picture with the belt. We gotta hate on him just a tad bit. We're in our hatred bag right now. We're in our hatred bag. No, it's all love for real. Yeah, but no, let me hate a little let me get in my bag.
Yeah, you know what? Let me
get in my bag. Let's hate a little more. Let me get in my bag. He ended up getting the 1 and 2 fucking fantasy players. Lamar was number 1. McCaffrey was number 2. He ended up having, and he scraped his way because he fell to 3rd. He fell to 3rd in the regular season. That's how tough our league was. We battled to the very end. The very last week, there were players that were playing them that had no business starting who they started, and they were calculative, and they started their best players. Some leagues they give up. Not our league. TFL, we fight to the very end. That's how I got number 2. Anyway,
7-6. Everyone,
like
that's how bloody it was. Everyone's beating each other.
Remember a dust cloud? Remember the cartoon where there's a dust cloud?
Yes,
that's what the TFL was. Fist flying, you see claws in the air, nails. Like all of a sudden, when the dust settles, there's 6 teams remaining.
Yo, you were the second bye. I was like, wow.
I got second somehow.
You know what's funny is like I remember talking to like JT Money and then even including myself in this conversation, or even the Guru who finished 7th, where it was like one more win
could have won.
Would have changed. Like one more win for me would have got me the bye week.
Would have got you the bye week because you had more points, a little bit more than me.
Like, but see,
wait, did you actually? I got double check. Were you up there like that?
I think I was up there like that during that time. Oh yeah. Yeah, you might want to fact check me on that.
Yeah, let me double check because I had points, baby.
Yeah, you did have a lot of points.
I had points, baby. I had points.
You did have a lot of points.
I got hurt that my quarterbacks did me dirty, but that league. So let's just look at the TFL real quick before we run through the other fantasy games.
Look, coming in 3rd, you gotta love the resilience of that.
Yeah, that's
because you had to do everything.
Oh man, come on.
There was a lot of several moves. I
ran into Candlestick early. That was my downfall.
You know, I'm mad that I actually beat Candlestick early.
Did you beat him early?
Yeah, I was one of his only. He went 8.
I think it did.
He went 7-1.
He lost 3 straight before he got into the playoffs.
Bro, he went 7-1.
Yeah,
right. And then he went like
I won 3 straight.
He went 7-1, and then he literally went. He went 7.
Should I run it back? Want me to run it back? I can run it back. Okay, so
go ahead.
Okay, let's just look at how the 3 people, the top 3 seeds. Let's look at me, you, and Candlestick.
Okay, yeah.
Because we're 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
You know, Candlestick, he's not here right now. He's enjoying his life with his family.
Yeah, he's fucking champ.
He's a champ, so he's on vacay.
Shout out to
the first week of the season, I lost to JTS, which is very important because I made a trade to him later on in the season, Ezekiel Elliott, but we'll get back to that later. Mm-hmm. You lost to Fresh to Death, Ray Fresh.
Yeah, I got some match.
Salute Ray Fresh. Candlestick won. He beat Randy Savage.
Yep. Who ended up being the number 1 overall?
Who ended up being the number 1 overall. Yeah. Week 2, we're going to run through this rapid speed. Week 2, I won to Shore Yukin.
Yeah. Shout out to Ralph. Shout out to Lamb.
Shout out Ryu, Ken, and my dude Ralph. I beat him. You beat Team Jason Hutton. So that's number 12 seed who kept changing his name.
Yeah, that's my crazy cousin.
That's your crazy cousin. Solid. I remember Ryan. He's solid too.
Yeah, he's crazy as fuck.
Exactly. Candlestick beat Top Hatters. Yeah. Right. Okay. Week 3. After that, we're gonna jump forward. Randy Savage beat me. You lost the Fool's Gold. Candlestick ended up winning Last Chances. So Candlestick's 3-0.
Yeah.
Week 4, I beat Top Hatters. You beat Candlestick.
Yep.
211. He had 174. You right. You called it.
Yeah.
And so that's on to the next. Week 5, I beat Last Chance You. You lost to my cousin Calvin the Don.
Oh, yeah, that was a tough one.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, I think I lost by 10 points.
10 points less. He 184 to 173. Candlestick, he beat Fresh to death. Shout out to Ray Fresh.
Yeah.
I beat you at 159, 124.
That's another
week
tough one.
6.
Yeah.
Candlestick beat Team Jason Hunton, and that was the end of that.
I remember I started off that week against you. It was you had the Patriots.
Good. Yeah,
you had the Patriots defense playing against Danny Dimes on a Thursday night, and your defense put up 30 points in our format. And I was like, this is a hell of a way to start the week.
Any given Sunday.
Or Thursday night.
Or Thursday. I beat, so the next week, week 7, I beat Ray Fresh. You beat Sure You Can, and Candlestick lost to Fool's Gold.
Yeah.
157 to 133.
Okay,
week
so
8,
he did take a second L in the first half.
He did in the
first half of the season.
First half of the season took a second.
Okay, yeah, because then he was peppered the rest of the way.
Yeah, he was peppered.
Yeah. Because he only got up to the 7 wins.
But that's what I'm saying. He only got the 7 wins, but he lost 3 straight in the end.
Yeah.
That means from week 8
only to win 3 straight when
only
it mattered.
to win 3 straight when it matters most.
Hell
I
of a
lost to
season.
T. Yeah, exactly. So now if you slice it up, I lost, you won, and he lost again to JTS.
Yep, that was a must-win. These were all must-win scenarios for me, you, and JT Money at that time. Because we were all fighting.
Yeah, we're all fighting
to either get into. Like I was fighting to get into the 6th slot.
Yeah, I was up.
Yeah, you were up. You're fighting to stay in. And what's crazy is because the amount of people like that were losing, that you needed to lose, and even us, we all needed the same people to lose to keep us all in that little.
It was a bloodbath. Everybody, bubble. I'm talking about in a fight. I'm talking about if there's a UFC fight, multiple knockdowns from both sides, like bing, up to the 5th round, and it's finally a finish.
We're going to decisions.
Damn near decisions.
Yeah. Hey, because you know what's crazy?
It was stupid.
The refs were letting us fight.
Yeah. It was the most competitive fantasy football league I've ever been in, bro. Like,
you know what?
Everybody was making moves.
I appreciate you saying that because that's what I sought out to create.
Competitive, man. I love this shit. The bloodbath.
My boy JT Money. So originally, this was me and his
trade
dream.
Being made. Is that what you're talking about? The dream? My bad. Okay.
Oh no. The way I envisioned this league was to be. It was gonna be. It was his name's Jimmy. My name's Bogey, so it's gonna be the Jim Bogey Invitational, the JBI, right?
With the golden gold foil, like literally 10.
I'm gonna get 5 of the baddest motherfuckers, right? And you get your 5, and then we all just go to war. And then he was when I hit him with it's gonna be a super flex though, no kicker.
It has to be.
And you know what he said? He's like, no kickers.
No, fuck it.
And I was like, fuck the kickers. I was like, that's why we're adding a super flex.
I'm in a league where there's kickers. I'm in a league where there's defensive players. But I love the super flex.
Love
2 quarterbacks.
All of it. I love all different formats.
I would out them all in one if I could.
But in this one, I wanted this was
no. You gotta have the 2 quarterbacks
because two quarterbacks too. It's gonna provoke trades.
Yes,
you know what I mean, because
it makes you have to trade.
Because the value is so high on
quarterbacks. I didn't realize quarterbacks, they take. I realized that because Aaron Rodgers got hurt last year. That's why Green Bay didn't get to the playoffs.
They come and go almost just as much as running backs. And
people don't realize
quarterbacks.
Remember Mariota? He was number 2. What happened to Mariota?
I mean,
he's on the bench. He might not have
he didn't
a
even
job.
Get hurt. Yeah, and you know what's crazy?
That's what I'm saying. Tannehill took over.
And he's definitely gonna walk because you can't take a 5th-year option on a guy, pay him $20 million, and have him sit behind Tannehill. Also having to franchise Tannehill or give him a contract. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they might even do something. I mean, Tannehill has to win this game coming up.
He might, and he just might.
Okay, well,
back to the play.
Yeah, we'll get to that game.
Yes.
Let's wrap up this one though.
Yes.
So Nuke Skywalker, he's gonna be on Tre'Davious White's gonna be on him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there will be some limitations. You know what I'm saying? But basically, I'm basing the limitations to being the fact that Deshaun Watson's not 100%. Like he hit late in that Tampa Bay game.
You feel like he's like suffering from something?
I mean, okay, in the Tampa Bay game, right? He injured himself. This was noticeable. Where it was grabbing on his right back ankle, so the Achilles area. You know what I mean? And when you drop back and you plant that you plant that back foot. If you're right-handed, you're planting your right foot, and then you're rolling off of it into your left foot, and you're bringing that inertia, right? You're doing that whole motion. He couldn't do that. Like balls were sailing. He was literally throwing off his back foot, or like when he completed the motion, in his mechanics, there was no power in it. You know what I mean? And like going up against the Bills, you can theoretically run up the gut on the Bills, but it's like they're a bend don't break defense. So it's like, okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna let you run it all.
Even when you doubt them, they still come through.
Oh yeah,
which is why it's which is why you should really, if you want to throw some money on the Bills, you should throw some money on the Bills. They really could come out with this.
Okay, you want to know what's the intangible before we move on to the next game? I just want to say, even with Will Fuller coming back. You know what I'm saying? He might not even play a full game. Kenny Stills could be an X factor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The safety game is real good, and the linebackers are pretty good at covering tight ends. So your Darren Fells of the world, I think they might be not a factor in this game. So like Deshaun Watson's gonna have to do a lot. I mean, and without the mobility,
Watson, we're going to see if he's really about it from Clemson to the NFL to
and he's been one and done in these playoffs. In his one playoff appearance, he was one and done. So, here's the thing. Here's the intangible before we move on to the next game. The intangible is the Buffalo Bills, and it's in Josh Allen and the young kid. When he gets on them bright lights, he shows up. Remember you were talking about that. Not taking the Bills against the Cowboys.
Yeah,
right.
That one hurt, but everybody had the Cowboys because at that time the Cowboys were hot.
But here's the thing:
and no defense.
Josh Allen, he was hurt on and off his rookie season. So the one primetime spot they had was on a Monday night against the Patriots, and then it was the backup. So he never played in no national covered game until that Thanksgiving game. And he showed up.
Yeah, he showed up.
You know what I'm saying? And then they flexed his game. Remember he played the Steelers? They flexed it out to the night game. You know what I'm saying? A couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And he showed up again, right? This kid loves the lights. You know what I mean? And they're gonna be indoors. You know what I'm saying? My man downtown John Brown's a mismatch.
He's a game clock. He's a game manager though. He's a game manager.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kay. Here's the thing. Yes, he's. I'll give him that much. He is like a game. Oh, you need a lighter?
No, I'm thinking if you want me to twist it up.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, if you want to twist it up.
He's a game manager.
Yeah, he is like a game manager to a degree, but the fact that he can run the ball, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
you're keeping a safety in the box, or you're keeping a linebacker. You're gonna have a spy. So like, there's gonna be a lot of single coverage. You know what I mean? You even have the other burner, Robert Foster. He might be like a big like an X factor in this game. Just pop a big one early or something. Because John Brown's legit.
Yes. Oh, he's legit. Downtown Brown's legit. Like you said, imagine AB with Downtown Brown.
Man. But yeah, so I'm taking the Bills in this game. Even in the fantasy league, I hope the fantasy playoff league. I'm waiting to get your decision if you want to join it or not. But I really like Josh Allen in this in that league too. Like because I feel he'll at least go to the next round. I might have to. Ooh, I like it. You heard it, Playmakers.
Yeah, Playmakers.
But the wise man has made the wise decision, and he's going to jump into the last chance fantasy playoff league.
I'm in it. I'm in.
Oh yeah, it's a battle royal.
$100, get it.
Yeah, you need a grinder.
Oh yeah, we good.
What kind of tree we testing? Are we sampling today?
Oh, this is some OG Kush, and you gonna love it.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to OG Kush. What's up? Bathroom? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Go wax poetic real quick. Let me just make sure the coast's clear. Hold on, we taking a quick little break. You know what I'm saying?
Just a little one.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. All right, and we're back. You know what I'm saying? We're human. having some beers, motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, need to use the bathroom and shit, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If we could somehow, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do, Playmakers. I'm gonna get me a toilet right here in the GMM network, right here, right next to the goddamn, we can get a urinal. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, I do be drinking this motherfucker. One of these beer companies is gonna give us money eventually, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what? So real quick, back to my man Josh Allen, the Stallion. I fucking love the Stallion. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Ray Fresh. He's the one Buffalo Bills fan I know this side of Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? He actually grew up a Bills fan because his whole family was Cowboys, and he would just troll them throughout the 90s, you know what I'm saying, as a wee tyke. You know what I mean? So he actually is a contrarian. I mean, his fandom is from being contrarian to his family's, fandom for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this next game, what is it? Okay, this one's a big one. This one's gonna be a really good one. It's the Tennessee Titans. The Ryan Tannehill led Tennessee Titans. Oh, maybe Derrick Henry led Tennessee Titans. You know what? The Derrick Henry Ryan Tannehill. That's what I'm calling him. I'm calling him Tannehill because that boy Tannehill, he's been money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay, we're talking about this next game. We're welcoming back the Wise Man.
Yes.
So this next game is a big one. It's a doozy.
Yes, this next game is a doozy.
We got the
Titans versus the Patriots.
We got Ryan Tannehill. I'm calling him Tannehill because he's money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying with the leading rusher of the NFL this year, the rushing title holder
for quarterback.
Yeah, no, the rushing title holder is Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry? Oh wow.
Yeah. He
has been killing it this year. I ain't gonna lie, man.
He came in the back half of the season.
I didn't draft him too. That's another nigga I should draft.
He was arguably him, Leonard. Like he beat out Leonard Fournette. Because Leonard Fournette. This is what I'm saying. Because
when Murray retired, he got the next. He was next up, and he had a big run in that playoff series. So
but here's the thing: is they had Matt LaFleur last season. And Matt LaFleur, he's a committee guy.
DeMarco, you like the what
Deion
Lewis?
Yeah, and then like think about this. You know, Aaron Jones owners, they were happy this year, but there was times where they were pissed because Matt LaFleur just using way too much Jamal Williams.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what Matt LaFleur does. So and I can't even think of the offensive coordinator's name off the top of my head for the Tennessee Titans right now, but he's smart. He's a smart man. He's like, all right, we're just going to run Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Henry all the way through.
Derrick Henry's like 6'2". 250.
Yes, big dude.
Bro, he runs 4'4".
Big dude. Exactly. Can you believe that?
And he has like 33-inch arms. So it's like his stiff arm is so nasty. Like you can't even get close. Like,
exactly.
33-inch arms.
Yeah, and he's been getting everybody with that. Exactly. Think
yeah.
about robots. When you fight robots, think about a robot with 33-inch arm weapon compared to another robot.
Motherfuckers holding your head.
Yeah, exactly. Think about another robot with 22. That's a ruler. Imagine doing another ruler on
a yardstick.
A yardstick.
That's a fucking goddamn
Imagine
arm.
somebody with a yardstick on their arm.
And and I'm telling you, like I remember when I was big on Derrick Henry last season, going into 2018, and like people, I was that's how I was selling. I was like, bro, he has long speed. He's great in the zone run schemes. And you know what I'm saying? Because zone run schemes give you space, right? So like whenever if motherfuckers were closing in, it wasn't tight spacing, so he had time to stick out that 33-inch arm and just blow you away,
knock you down every time.
Fuck yeah,
every time.
And he's moving fast. And then you have the other guy who's like a tank, AJ Brown. Oh man.
Oh, I had AJ too.
You know what's crazy?
He had some big games where he had 22 points.
You picked
you
up
saw me right.
Dropped him and bro, when you ended up back with him, it was when he was heating up again. Yeah. Finally.
You're right. Hey, that's how you know. That's how you look at him. You look at because I done dropped AJ and picked him up like 3-4 times.
No one was looking at him.
And nobody was looking at him. And that's how I know you on your tip toes, man.
I wanted that man when I was like, oh, it's AJ Brown time. He's available. Let me see. And I'm like, oh, he picked him back up.
Yeah,
I was hot. I was like, fuck. Because, I was always chasing
man. It's like an ex bitch. You have your ex, and you just you dump her, then you get back. You like, I fuck with you, baby. Then she fuck up again. You like, I'm done with you. Then you come back again. You like, baby, AJ Brown said, yeah. I was like, okay, right. It's like every time when you in your 40s, you always end up with her like, okay, that's my real bitch. Like, okay, she's the one. Like, he done had all kinds of.
He is nasty.
He is nasty, man.
He's gonna be one of my.
But he'll burn you too. That's the thing, though. Like some games will get you 3 points. You be like, what?
He led the league.
Man, I'm done with you.
He led the league in longest
long bombs.
Yeah, I think he had 5 50-yard plus. 5 of them.
That's why he be having those big games because all of a sudden he'll get a long bomb.
He broke 1,000 yards receiving and he set a record. His 1,000
for lowest attempts or some shit. Exactly.
Lowest receptions.
Exactly.
I think he got like
exactly.
Dude, let's see. Hold on.
Let's look at that. Let's look that one.
How many receiving? Oh no, let me see.
Siri.
How many receptions did AJ Brown have in the 2019 NFL season?
I found this on the web.
Oh, it's which AJ Brown? Okay,
I'll look him up right now. I got stats right now.
How many AJ Browns is there in the game?
There's Antonio. There's AJ. Okay, so here it is right here. Let me get these stats. And yards per game. And yards per game, these guys didn't even do much. But okay, so the Titans.
The Titans.
Stats. AJ Brown. He had 52 receptions and 1,000 yards. That's an average.
52.
His average is 20 yards a catch.
Oh my God.
8 touchdowns.
Oh my God, Jamaicans.
His long is 91, no fumbles. Wait, let's slice this up, guys. Are you telling me somebody got 1,000 yards off of 50 catches?
52.
He got 52 catches and his 52 catches, right? But his yards was 51. 51. No, he had 1,051, right? So minus 2 catches, right? He had already 1,000 at 50. So if you want to say the youngest, if you want to make his record even more crazy, you can say he got 1,000 yards with 50 catches. Well, I'm gonna look at his last 2 catches. Let me look at his last two.
What's 1,000 divided by 50?
Bruh, that averages out to
1,000 divided.
That's half. That's 2. Oh, 1,000 divided by 50. That's 20. Yeah, that's 20. That's 20 yards.
So
that's why he has 20.2 yards.
Exactly. Wow.
That's 20. That's 20. That's why he had 20.2 yards. Yes.
And you know what? You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
He reminds me of like a younger, faster Anquan Bolden.
Yeah.
Because remember Anquan Bolden after the catch, you have to gang tackle him, and he's a mean motherfucker. Get off me! He's him and Derrick Henry probably kick it and watch film on stiff arming motherfuckers because he was stiff arming the fuck out of motherfuckers
and just kept going.
Trucking.
His long is 91. He's a serious dude.
Saying. And that was mostly yak.
Yes, after catch. Yes, he probably had a 10-yard grab and he just ran.
If Tannehill gets paid wherever it may
I'm
be,
sure he'll be in Tennessee.
He got a cent. Even wherever it's.
I'm sure
he has to go and buy what's his name like a Rafe or something. He has to buy AJ.
Oh
Brown
yeah.
Because AJ Brown and gave him numbers.
Yes.
1,000. Because look, maybe minus like 180 yards. It was with Mariota because he did have. If you remember, week 1 he had a big one. AJ Brown, he had a big like 60-yarder to the house, and it was all yak too. Yeah. So he was flashing all year until it was like, go ahead, light that up. Until it was like he finally became that guy. You know what I mean? Like, because Corey Davis is like, Corey Davis for some reason it took a while, but like. By the time they got to the Saints game, and it's week 16, so like I said, it took a while before the coordinators started saying we need to put our number 1 coverage on AJ Brown. You know what I mean?
Yes, and they started to.
Yeah, like Lattimore, and he was dogging Lattimore.
Yes,
Lattimore, his numbers make him like number 2 overall right now, as far behind Stephon Gilmore. But I still don't. Lattimore could be had.
He could be. And the thing about it is this, though. When you talk about the Titans, do you think the Titans can still beat the Patriots though, in Foxborough? Even though they lost to Miami. Do you think that?
Let's see how
do
they
you think that?
The worst thing that could happen for the
because
Titans,
I might have to put money on the Patriots because Miami lost.
No, see, exactly.
I mean, Miami won.
Exactly. That's the worst thing that could have happened to the Titans is that the Patriots are coming in here pissed.
Yeah, pissed.
They're hot.
Belichick's over here looking at the practice right now.
And see, look, okay, let's go down to matchups. So on the Tennessee side, you're gonna have Derrick Henry. He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Technically, you could run on the Patriots, but it's more so because they don't tighten up their run defense till they get down there in the 20s. You know what I mean? When you they're a bend don't break defense.
I mean, Derrick Henry with 1,500 yards, man. Like, how you gonna stop him?
And they're gonna feed him. But see,
303 yards. They rushed at him 300. He
here's
broke
the game
300 barrier.
You want to know the game
They rushed
plan?
him over 300 attempts.
Oh yeah,
he has over 300 attempts.
Listen. This is going to be the plan of attack
they run the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be their plan of attack. But you know what? So you know what the Patriots are going to do in this game? They're going to sell out to stop the run, and they're going to make Tannehill beat him. See, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying?
Tannehill has almost 300 attempts. He has 286.
Yeah.
They damn near even.
And that's crazy for a team that's a run-first team.
Yes, but they're dead, right?
But it's because
they're damn near
secondary,
even.
But they're
that's
secondary.
Tannehill with 286. You might as well say they're even. They're 49-51.
Mm-hmm. But see,
they are a run-first team. They're 49-51 run-first.
The Tennessee secondary is poor against opposing receivers. But, the joke's on you. You really only have Edelman there.
Really?
Yeah, right? So it's like...
I mean, if I look at the Patriots stats, right, because if you want to talk about Edelman, yes, Edelman right now at this point...
Well, I'm talking about in this game coming
You're right,
up.
but you're right. But Edelman at this point, you're right. He has 40... I mean... Whoa, that's fast. I'm sorry, that's fast. Receiving, Edelman has 100 yards, 100 receptions, and he has 1,000. He has 1,000. Yeah, he got the 100 barrier, and he has 1,117 yards. So Edelman got the 100 barrier literally by a catch, and I'm pretty sure they gave it to him just because they're like, "Hey." Edelman,
well, he did tear it up that last game.
They're probably like, Edelman needs one more. And
in a losing effort, he did put up a nice little stat line.
You know what I'm saying?
Miami.
So and
And
the Patriots right now, I don't know if they're going to lose. This is the game they're going to lose.
What is it? A -3? New England?
So this is how much we know Vegas. I'm not even looking at it. Let's see. I would say -3.5 is actually the number.
Yeah,
so
give them more than the 3.
Yeah, and the number is actually -4.5.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
We were right there. We're a point off.
Man, you know what? Because you know what? It will have to take a touchdown. And I like this game to be. I like the under in this, whatever it may be. What do they got it at? Like 40 something.
The over under is.
It's got to be like 40 something.
Actually, I don't have it on.
I'd say 47.
You say 47?
Maybe that's a little too high. 46.
Let's look it up. So yeah, it's one of those games where it's only 4.5 for New England to cover.
I like Tennessee to cover that number at least.
I do like Tennessee to cover that number.
Like, okay, you have Grable, right? Mike Grable, I think that's his name, but I know it's Grable. He's a Belichick. He's a player that played for Belichick, and then got his first coaching gig underneath Romeo Crennel, who also was a Belichick disciple. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and then if you remember last season, do you remember last season? They beat the Patriots in Tennessee. In the regular season. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. I could take you back to Corey Davis' rookie year, 2 seasons ago. You know what I'm saying? It was the Patriots. Tennessee the Marcus Mariota led Tennessee Titans went into New England, and they lost. But Corey Davis had 2 touchdowns on Stephon Gilmore.
And one more time, what did you say what the over under was?
I'm saying I said 47 initially, but I'd say 45.
43.5. So you're right there.
So I knew it was going to be lower than what I initially said. Yeah, and I like the under in that game. 2 great defensive fronts, right? The secondary is trash to me, Tennessee wise, and then we all know what the New England Patriots secondary is lights out.
Yeah.
But
especially this year,
I haven't seen them play against a team with where like because you have Jonnu Smith, you have Corey Davis, and then you have breakout AJ Brown.
Yes.
And then you have Derrick Henry to open everything up for everybody with a guy Tannehill who will also run. There's a lot of mismatches there. Like, but Bella. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
So and that game, who you guys? So you say you would bet on Titans?
I'll take Tennessee to cover it.
I think Tennessee to cover it.
I think New England will outright win this game, but man, this is the perfect opportunity for apprentice to show the master. You know what I mean? And
yes.
They built their own little version of New England over there in Tennessee. You know what I mean?
They did. So that's it for the Saturday game. So
yeah.
So I would say for the Vikings. I would say for the Vikings and Saints, that one is the easy one.
You know what? Okay, I definitely think it's the easy one. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I definitely think it's the easy one. Where'd I do that asterisk?
So that is definitely the easy one.
I'll use this. You're right.
But
yeah, okay. Here's why. You know what's funny is remember I was even off air. I was like, it's real easy. To call that game because Kirk Cousins, my man Corky Kirk, he's so he's so unreliable in big spots.
He almost lost me third. I barely won third by 0.7
and $200 money back is like it's nothing to sneeze at. You're like, I need this.
200, especially when it comes to digitally, because I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the game and I'm looking at the numbers. So of course, if you can get your $200 back, you want to. But I'm a baller, so $200 ain't nothing to me. I'll wipe my ass with $200 right now and flush down the toilet just to get views. It's nothing. And views don't mean shit to me because I barely post. That tells you how much that $200 means. It don't mean shit. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I live that real life shit because when you die, it can't go with you. You can't go to God and say, God, I was $200 short because I won fantasy.
So if you had money,
not let you to heaven.
So if you had money to theoretically throw away like that, right?
I would.
Is there any chance that you put it on the Vikings to cover? What's the number over there?
I put money on.
Is it minus 6?
The number for the Vikings is
minus
8. It's minus 8.
Wow.
But they still might not cover. The Vikings, I've lost all trust. I had Kirk Cousins. He almost.
Okay.
If it wasn't for the fact, there was a time in the game when Kirk Cousins, the last 2 garbage time minutes, Kirk Cousins was throwing the rock. Oh, I'll piece that with you.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins was throwing the rock, right? And I was looking at Kirk Cousins like, yo, Kurt, why are you throwing the rock? Stop throwing the rock, please. Because I was scared he might get an interception. Him being courageous ended up being the reason why I won. He had no business. They had already lost the game, but he still kept getting chunk yards because he wanted to prove a point. And thank you, Kirk Cousins, if you're listening.
The fantasy gods bless garbage time.
Yes, bless garbage time. Kirk Cousins had no business throwing the rock when he was throwing it. You know what? He could have easily put a knee, or he could have easily went for 4 straight shots down the field, or could have got an interception. Neither happened. Nothing happened. He threw the rock, completion. Completion. If you look at the stats, he had 4 straight complete. I was like, oh my God, Kurt, like stop. But I'm yelling in my living room, stop, Kurt, stop, please. Stop, because you might get an interception. No interception. And you know what I love? Our league, interceptions are only -1.
Oh, yeah.
I hate when in leagues where interceptions are -2.
Oh, yeah.
Reward the gunslingers like Jameis Winston.
I would stay.
Reward the gunslingers like Jameis Winston.
Exactly.
Like, actually, reward those guys. Reward those guys like Jameis Winston that throw the pigskin, that are willing to take risks. Reward them.
Are you aware of the Pick 6 Club?
Oh, that's Jameis for sure.
Yeah. So I created
Jameis
this thing.
is in there.
I started this thing years ago. It's called the Pick 6 Club. And the current president of the Pick 6 Club is my man, Infamous Winston. Fuck famous Jameis.
Hey, Jameis, I hope you get a contract, man. You a gunslinger for real. You from the Wild West.
I don't care how many interceptions he
50
throws.
50 points, 40 points. Look at Jameis Winston's stats. If you have fantasy, look at Jameis Winston right now.
I love him.
He has 40-point game, 50-point game.
See, you know
that will win you a chip.
You know what Jameis is? Jameis is a country buff. So I don't even think he can really read that good. I'm not trying to clown. This is what I really think.
Hey, fuck your bitch in the pussy. Remember crab legs?
Oh, yeah.
So much
outrageous. He did some country buff shit, right?
Country buff.
Check us out.
Yeah.
So check us out. As president of the Pick 6 Club, when he throws that pick 6, That's his touchdown too. That's his touchdown.
That is.
You know what I mean? He's fired up.
He's fired.
Woo! We going back out there.
Remember the Hard Knocks? Even though that year he didn't perform really all that good, but he still was a gunslinger. But he was like, "We gonna get that W. We gonna get." He's in the huddle. He just threw he just threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
We gonna get that W.
Woo!
We gonna get
He's
that W.
hyped up.
He's hyped up.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, James,
Hey.
you just threw 4 picks, but that's why he's a gunslinger. He has 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions this year.
Yep.
He's the first one.
Oh yeah, he's part of the 30-30 club.
Yeah, he's in the 30-30. He's in the 30-30 for real,
Hey,
for real. They
it's
should
not
do
a great
documentary
club to
on
be
me.
in, but
That's
he
the quarterback.
loves it.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
loves
Next
it.
year, I'm going for a quarterback like that. Next year, man.
Hey man, you know what's crazy?
Next
Shout
year,
out to Andrew Luck.
I'm going for yes. I'm saying shout Andrew Luck. I'm going for a gunslinger quarterback, man.
the year that
no more
Andrew
Ben
Luck-
Roethlisberger's. No more.
Bro.
I'm done with you, Ben. No more.
Andrew Luck had 40 touchdowns. What in 2014 he had like 20 something picks. He was the same thing. He was the first member of the Pick Six Club for me.
Yes.
I was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? He's
Andrew,
hyped himself
but that year,
up.
Andrew was probably number 1 in fantasy.
Oh
He was
yeah.
probably number 1 in fantasy because he was a gunslinger. But yeah, Jameis Winston. Shout out Jameis Winston. So now the next game. Oh, so are we done? So who you got? Vikings and Saints. Who
Oh
you
yeah.
got?
Okay. So I'm gonna take the Saints, and I think I take them to cover this one. You can just toss it in there.
Okay, sure.
I think I take them to cover that number 2. The AU. Here's the thing. If you want to go matchup wise, it's a total mismatch for as far as the offensive weapons for Minnesota. Oh, not a total mismatch, but almost a total mismatch.
I would think so. And
You're obviously
the
gonna have
dome.
Dalvin Cook coming
Yeah,
back, right?
yeah.
He's banged up.
He's
You know what I'm
banged
saying?
up, but he's coming back.
Yeah, but
Remember, they're -8.
they used to be able to. They used to opposing offenses used to be able to exploit the secondary cornerback, PJ Williams from the Saints, right? Or they used to be able to exploit the slot corner, right? So here's what's crazy about this.
Remember, Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah,
Xavier will be
I'm
there.
talking about the Minnesota side versus the Saints defense, right? The Saints did something smart, and we probably would have claimed him too, but we're too high up on the waiver. They went and picked up Janoris Jenkins a couple weeks ago, right? And in the last couple weeks with Janoris Jenkins, yeah, when he was with the Giants the past couple weeks before
they got him.
they had him in the
He has
slot.
2 games.
He's manning
5
the
solo
slot.
tackles, 2 tackle attempts, assists.
So he's manning the slot. So, he's going to be on. You're going to have Marshawn Lattimore on Stephon Diggs, and you're going to have Janoris Jenkins. He's going to see a lot of Adam Thielen. You know what I'm saying? And he'll see a lot of Diggs too. If whoever goes in the slot.
Because Thielen is going to be coming back for this one too. Because
Yeah,
he's been back
been
for a
playing
while.
hard.
He's been
He's been
back.
back, yeah.
But he hasn't really been doing. But I
No,
think
no,
he's
because
going to be
he's in
back.
the back.
Yeah, I think he's going to be back. Because last game he was.
And if he's in this case too, he'll play to the death on this one.
To
It's
the death
playoffs.
on this one. It's playoffs.
Oh, he's
He has
going
to.
hard.
Yeah, he's going to be
So-
back.
Yeah, like the tight end position. You know what I'm saying?
Cook has been.
Kyle Rudolph.
By the way, I just want to apologize for the Cook fans. I dissed Cook, by the way. I dropped
Yeah.
him even, but I picked him back up, and he's been
Jared
balling
Cook?
ever since. Yeah, Jared Cook.
Oh, yeah.
In the first 2 games,
Hey,
he
you know
trash.
what? I
dropped.
have a
I was on the
long
podcast.
story.
I was on this
Hey.
very podcast dissing the Cook to the death, and Cook came back and balled after I dissed him. He must have heard me.
Oh, he's listening.
He's listening. Yeah, we see you, Jared Cook. We got the stats from YouTube. Thank you, YouTube.
You know what's funny? It's because
Niggas
Jared
are
Cook,
listening.
he is what he is. Jared
is
Cook,
what he
you want to
is.
know what he is? He's the guy that you put him in your lineup. He does the shitty, and then he does
Yeah,
shitty.
shitty.
Then you sit him or you cut him, and then he balls.
And then he balls.
Say you didn't cut him, but you didn't start him. Then the next week you chase that.
And after
and-
that,
and-
I saw him ever since.
like-
And one game he had 20 and helped me get in the number 2 seed in the TFL. So no,
Oh,
Cook,
yeah.
you would. Yeah, so I'm good.
I mean, oh, yeah. But you
Cook,
know,
you
it
was
was
solid.
great to
You
have
solid.
him, though,
It
too,
was
huh?
great to have him. And
Because
I thought
you
was
had-
gonna
you were the
retire.
Hooper team.
Yeah, I had Hooper too.
Yeah.
I had Hooper too. Oh no, my bad. It wasn't TFL. It was another league. My bad.
Oh,
He had
okay,
me
okay.
in Drunken Pigskin DPA.
I
Good
like
shit.
that.
Drunken Pigskin Association. That one is $100 buy-in. Big money. I only play big money leagues. This TFL and Drunken Pigskin. The
Yeah.
little leagues that I was doing that I got third in as well. And
Those
the
ones are
second-
pride leagues though too. They're fun too.
They're
shit
fun, but I'm
talking
not
and
playing
shit.
those anymore. I'm only doing $100 or more leagues now from now on. Period. And that's it.
You know, all the leagues we do is they all.
Because I'm a champion. I done won multiple chips. I won
Yep.
thousands of dollars. So I want to play big. The
Mm-hmm.
TFL though, I'm glad. I'm proud of the TFL because the
Yeah, I'm
double
glad you
flex
joined, too,
PPR
'cause-
is ridiculous.
Oh,
the
yeah.
the super flex PPR is nasty.
It is though, and
It's
then
nasty. It's way more fun.
We're forcing people to start 3 wide receivers.
Yes.
So it's like that's
And 2
part
running
of,
backs. I still might run a flex running back depending on.
You know
who's
what's
playing.
you know what's funny is that's the one thing I want to put to a vote next year is should we add another flex, a regular flex?
I
would too, right?
I would.
Yeah,
I would.
murder and mayhem.
I would
Because
murder mayhem.
you know what?
Get them all on there. Get
Yes.
them all on there.
And like even granted,
Why think about it? Just
And
put
see,
your best
and
players
you know what
in.
we'll do?
Let make the best
So,
team win.
check this out.
Why do you have
It's-
to have points on the bench? Who
It's
cares
15
about that?
But look, it's 15 roster spots, right? So and there's 12 teams. So what we'll do is we'll bump it up to 16.
Making it
Because that will even further provoke trades.
Yes.
It's gonna even further
Yes,
provoke trades.
it will. Because I
now
play
people
standard.
can-
I played a standard league, right?
Yeah.
I had the same team in PPR. Do you know that in the standard league, Devontae Adams only had 12 points?
Yeah.
In PPR TFL, he had 22.
Oh, for sure.
And
'Cause
look
he had
at
all them catches.
because they didn't count this catches in standard. It was in PPR.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so you're not only so you only count the yards. So you're not counting this nigga dove for catches. Even though
Yeah.
I won barely, I'm not hating on Devontae. I love Devontae.
Yeah.
I barely won, but
It's
I'm
just-
watching the
there's
game
more
and I'm seeing him
value.
shred my team.
There's
by
more
himself.
value.
There's
Look,
so much more
check
value.
this
I'm
out,
like, oh my
people.
god, I might lose this shit.
Well-
And Devontae, thankfully, he didn't catch that touchdown. But it's like, yo,
And you know what's hard too?
each catch should count. Each catch.
Check
should
this out,
count. I'm a
playmakers.
receiver. I
It's
play
really
receiver.
hard. It's really hard. Like when you're in standard leagues for years and you're trying to convert your fellow league mates to want to do this PPR thing because people are afraid of change.
No, I know, right? You're right.
Or especially
You're
if
right.
you're say-
Technology scared a lot of people.
and you're a hitter.
Yes,
right.
I'm a
so it's
hitter.
like, and as am I. So if I remember this was about like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, like about 4 years ago, where I was like converting all the. I had played in a PPR league, and then all my other leagues were standard, and I didn't want to play that
I
PPR
can't-
league.
I'm not
but
playing standard
But they
anymore.
changed it, right? The,
I'm
the,
not
the,
doing
the
standard
league I was in,
anymore.
they changed it. I had no choice, and then I realized how vast the player pool becomes.
Oh my god!
And how much the waivers are more valuable.
Even the scrub is
Oh, yeah.
standard and now valuable.
Yeah, like
Miller, something Miller from Chicago.
Anthony Miller? Oh, he's no scrub.
Yo.
Oh, he's a beast.
No, he's a beast.
Yeah, but
in standard,
he
he's
was
garbage. In standard, he was on the bench. He was on the waiver
you
wire.
never
In
look at
standard.
him.
You never in
You never
standard.
look
He's
at
on the
him.
waiver, but he was getting
You
a
don't
lot
look
of.
at-
He was catching a lot of.
You don't look at Danny
balls.
Amendola.
He was getting paused.
Look, in standard leagues, Danny Amendola doesn't exist.
Yes.
Neither does even. Not half the time, Julian Edelman doesn't even
It
exist.
doesn't exist.
Because he's got the slot guys.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
They matter.
Adam Thielen.
Jarvis Landry even sometimes.
Exactly, because for
Jarvis
years,
Landry.
he was just a slot guy. He was a
slot
PPR guy.
So he'll get 100 receptions, not a lot of touchdowns, but in standard,
Nope.
he's garbage. But in
Yep.
PPR, he's a monster. So it's like you got to get PPR because those are the people that you need to pay attention to. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
off
like-
on a tangent. We're just going.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
just trying to lace you guys because the end of the year podcast.
Yeah, we
you know,
wrapping it
wild
all
card,
up.
We're wrapping
That-
out
that
the
is true.
season. We're just
Yeah.
telling you what. So we just tell you for next year if you want to do something valuable, if you have standard.
Yeah.
Grow some balls,
And-
get some guts.
You know, see, here's the
and
thing.
get PPR. Trust me.
To go back
you'll
to what I was
appreciate
saying
us for that.
before we close that up. To go back to what I was saying, because you are a hitter.
Yes.
So like, and as am I. So when I was trying to tell people, yo, we should convert to PPR, they're like, why? Like they were like, nah. Like they didn't want to hear me because they think I'm gonna have some kind of leg up or whatever. I'm like, no. This
it's
makes it bloodier. You get what I'm
You might
saying?
have a
though?
leg up like what's guard up to? Like,
Yeah,
oh, no,
exactly.
Boki might be up
And
to
you know
some
me. You know
shit.
me forever. People
Yeah,
always
yeah,
think
people-
that what's guard
Not
up to?
me. No, you told me. I was like, you were like, you're like, this is the light. I looked, I was like, this is the light. Follow me to the light. I was like, I followed you to
Yeah,
the
just
light.
come
Like,
with me.
Because as
I
I
would
said,
never
DPA
steer
Drug
them.
and Pigskin Association. We have defensive players. Luke Lee.
Oh, yeah.
We have fucking Smith from Smith from Detroit, Dallas. There's a lot of
Yeah.
dudes, man. Like you look. I remember I had Navarro
yeah.
Bowman not too long ago, so he introduced me to that. But Bogart took me to the super flex, like 2 quarterback, and ever since then I evolved. If you want to have fun in PPR,
Yeah.
if you want to add defensive players and super flex, get football from both sides, defensive and offensive.
Yeah.
You'll be looking at the game, paying attention to both sides of
Dude,
the ball.
check this out.
Offensive and defense, especially if you have a defensive player on your team, like a linebacker or a solid
dude,
safety.
Check
It
this out.
fucking
Shout
matters.
out,
It's
shout
fun.
out to the guru, right? He runs he co-commissions a league called the Eastside League, and it's a super flex, but it's 4. Check this out. It's 12 team. You know what I'm saying? it's four mandatory receivers. Mm-hmm. So you have your quarterback, you have your super flex. You don't have a regular flex, right? You have one tight end, you have 3 running back spots, right?
4-3.
Yeah, and then you have your kicker, and then there's no defense, but you have 6 IDPs. You know what I'm saying? So you have the 7.
So you can flip them into the flex
two
spot.
of each, and then you have the 1 flex. You know what I'm saying? So you have the 2 LBs.
You know what I like though? I like when you have a spot for the IDPs.
Yeah,
I like when you have a slot.
Check us out.
Slots
in that league, right? In that league, a sack is 5 points.
Damn.
So it's like it's fucking your
stupid.
defense is great. Like it makes you put more emphasis on. Like I'm starting a whole defense every week.
No.
I'm
like, I ain't gonna lie.
That one's a headache. I'm trying to master that.
No.
I always do shit.
I'll show you later. So like I said, shout out to the Drunken Pigskin Association. I know some of y'all listening.
Big up.
They know the link to the podcast. So
change the PPR.
Yeah. They are PPR.
Oh, they are? Okay, yeah. Shout out. They're doing it right.
They PPR with an IDP. They PPR.
I like
but they're not super flex.
That's right. You did say that's
they're
the
not,
one. So you're trying to convert them.
I want them to be super flex with an IDP.
How many teams?
PPR. It's 12. It's 12.
So it's perfect for a super flex.
Yeah. It's perfect for a super flex. Yeah. So, but I want to do like I might even like if nobody wants to do this, but I'm telling y'all IDP individual defensive player. With the super flex 2 quarterbacks, PPR is a stupid, nasty Kamehameha.
Oh yeah,
Masenko Hod.
Yeah, I like the Dragon Ball Z.
Grace. Yeah, we do it.
I like it.
Something it's stupid, y'all. Hella points, and that makes you look on both sides of the ball. So get ready. So we gonna be talking about that later. But yeah, standard. The death of standard. Remember Jay-Z had DOA.
Yep.
Even though he didn't die, but I'm just saying like.
Oh yeah.
Death of standard. DOS. Death of the standard league.
Yeah, man. And you know what too is like, y'all. Even Yahoo came around finally last season where the default when you create a Yahoo league now, if it's brand new, the default setting is half point PPR.
Yeah.
So check this out. So our keeper league, right? Oh, you're gonna love this.
Oh, you're right, because Drunken Pigskin is half point.
Okay,
Right.
While we're on air, you're a playmaker.
Yes.
So my boy Kali, he's for 3. He's only been playing fantasy for 3 years, but he's a football guy, so he picked it up real quick.
Okay.
He enjoyed it.
I remember because you guys had a live draft.
Yeah, right. So check this out. He's suffering the woes of fantasy where it's like his team's always good. He keeps coming in third, like missing the chance to go to the bowl. And then this year by less than a point, he missed out on the third bag. So he's pissed. Man, I actually lost money in fantasy.
Was that in TFL?
No, this is in the GKL.
Oh yeah, GKL.
It's called the Grim Keeper League. It's our keeper league, right? So check us out. He goes like this. I ain't coming back. I was like, what? And we've had this happen before. It was no biggie because I'll just go find another playmaker. But it's because he built a phenomenal team. So I'm asking you before I ask anybody else. And his keepers are Nuke Skywalker, right?
Oh, it's the keeper.
Yeah. Okay. Check us out. His keepers are Nuke Skywalker, Leonard Fournette, right? Ooh. Tyler Lockett, Saquon Barkley. See, I saved him last. Ooh. Those are your keepers. And he's gonna be 7th. He's gonna be 7th in this draft. His roster, you could choose.
What's the QB situation?
So that'll be the next year's draft. So those are your keepers, though. You get to keep. Every year you get to keep whatever 4 players you want. Ooh. It's only a 10-team keeper league. That's why we keep 4. It's real condensed, and we trade for picks. Like I don't even have a first or second round. Look, I don't have a first or second round pick in this draft, but I have 3 third-round picks. And my keepers are like, Michael Thomas, Mixon, Chubb, and I'm leaning on keeping Mahomes because I traded for Mahomes when he was hurt. I traded and I gave up my second round.
Now Mahomes though,
and I was like, yes, because then now it's like all I have to do is target the other pieces. But you want to take over that team? Shit, it's $150 buy-in.
Okay, once again, he has Barkley.
He has Barkley, Lockett, Fournette. And Barkley. I mean, and Nuke Hopkins.
And
DeAndre Hopkins. He has a hell of a team, dude.
That sounds like obviously for 150. I think I might have to.
Say you didn't want to keep
for 150.
Yeah. So say you didn't even want to keep Tyler Lockett on his existing roster. On his existing roster, he has Darren Waller. He has fucking, you know what I mean?
Waller,
like
Waller.
He's a top 5 tight end pick next year.
Yes, for sure.
So I'm just saying, like you have, like that's like this.
I gotta
league
look at
is
his
hella
whole team.
fun.
Let me look at his whole team, but I'm like 70%.
You know, August. You have 8 months to decide. To decide.
Yeah, let me know. Let me look at his team. I
this
guarantee,
league's hella
because you know
fun.
me.
And
I'm about the big money leagues.
It's like it's Randy.
I'm confident.
Look, it's Randy Savages is in it. The Guru's in it. Allen's in it.
Oh, same old squad. Same old squad.
Who else is
I
there?
might have to.
Jason Hunting. He's in there. My crazy cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My boy Justin, you met him. This
Yeah.
one's a trade-friendly one.
Okay.
Motherfuckers trade. And we're acting like owners in this
I'm
shit.
ready. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent the last couple years, I never have remember that one time you came through the draft? I didn't have no first round that year either.
Yeah, I remember that
I went
shit.
to the Super Bowl that year. Like, I just...
Because we know how to wheel and deal. You
Exactly.
Wheel and deal, baby.
And it's 10 teams, so it's shallow.
Yeah.
So there's like a
lot
lot.
of
The
bench
player pool is
players,
very
yeah,
vast.
the player
Okay, so
pool is vast.
let me get you. Now, so this is what makes this league interesting. It's only a half point per reception, right?
Yep.
This is why I didn't do the full point. Is because
It's
the
sometimes
fact
too
that-
crazy.
Exactly, and it's only 10 teams, right? So and it's 2 receivers, 2 running backs, 2 flex, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback,
Gotcha.
1 defense,
Gotcha.
right? But see, here's the thing, is you get a half point for every first down. So
I'm a fond believer of adding IDPs.
yeah, well,
Individual defensive players,
See,
because it really makes you pay attention
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
for
other
sure.
side of the ball. Like, I'm literally
For sure.
watching the whole game now.
oh yeah,
Literally, like I'm
Like-
sitting down.
like, you know
I'm
what's
watching
crazy is
my
what-
linebacker or safety D up and clapping every time
Dude,
he
for
gets a
years-
deflection.
for years I'm just watching
It's
red
it's
zone,
an
right?
evolution, I'm telling you.
No, check this out. For years, I'm just watching Red Zone. Then at one point, I fucked around. I was like, I need to start watching these rewatching the film and shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing no defensive guys half the
Yeah,
time.
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like I'm
It
not
really
seeing
makes
the,
you
the
look at-
tackles.
like, when
I'm
there's
not
a
seeing,
punt, you're
I'm only seeing
excited.
them defend the red zone. I'm only so I'm only
yes.
aware of their red zone defense because that's when you
Yes.
see them in red zone.
That's
you know what I mean?
fantasy really brings you, like, especially like a lot of defensive players that are listening right now that played defense in high school. They're like, damn, they don't show no love. We do. Trust me.
Oh,
we
yeah.
see you guys, man. Trust me.
Yeah,
we
you guys
see
are
ya.
you guys are
You guys are the real MVPs. We see you.
oh yeah. And
But,
but see, okay, so here's why I put a half point for every first down though.
yes.
Is because
You have to.
well, but no,
At least something for the first down.
yeah, but see, because normally we don't do that in any other
Yeah.
leagues.
Well,
But-
the other league
but
I
it's-
am in, they're first down.
Oh, okay, cool. But see, this
DBA.
is why I do it specifically is because for guys like say you have an Adrian Peterson or say you have like a Benny Snell or
Yes, that gets
or
them 10-yard
LeGarrette Blunt back in the
Yes.
days. These guys aren't catching the ball.
No.
But they're getting first
First
downs. They're getting
down.
short yardage shit.
Yes.
So these guys even have value.
Yes.
Same
I
way-
count
you get what I'm
everything
saying?
right
Yeah,
now.
like so it
Why
makes
are we
the
not?
player pool
Why
vast.
would you not count everything?
Yeah, and you know it
I
just
want the
makes
total
everything. It makes things, you know, different strategic
Yes,
ways.
that's
like,
why basketball is so easy. They have points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, football 3-point percentage, like the assists, turnovers. Like they have it locked down to almost a T with that one. So that's why a lot of people are scared of basketball because there's 10 cats, 9 cats.
But also
12
basketball,
cats.
basketball it's not as chalk as like football is. We're like chalk, like, you know, when I say chalk as in like, you know, the big names, the easy plays.
No.
Right? In
Yeah,
basketball,
yeah.
there's a lot of moving parts. Like, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like that,
yes.
especially if you play in fantasy basketball.
Well,
like,
in basketball, there's a certain number that you know a nigga's gonna hit. Like, you know, Anthony Davis gonna get you at least 20
Oh, yeah.
points. Football, like all of a sudden, Tyler, you might have Boyd, but then the
yeah,
matchup
there's
is
more
like,
any given Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
That only applies
Football,
to
it's
football.
Football.
Yeah.
That's why it's more exciting. That's why football right now, especially in fantasy, is king because you know Anthony Davis is gonna get you 26 and 8. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, or 20, 8 and 3 or something like that. Like his assists, points, rebounds, and assists. Like he's gonna get you those numbers. You know that football is like any given Sunday, a defense can shut everything down. Or offense can explode, so it's like
Okay, let's wrap. Okay, so let's wrap the Vikings game because we
that's it,
we
but
touched
the-
on it, but I mean we're taking the Saints, right?
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints.
You know what? I'm kind of skeptical about taking the Saints to cover, but it's like the Minnesota secondary is so trash, dog. Like,
especially
they
this
give
year,
up.
Rose
They led the league,
so many
bro. They led
plays.
the
It's
league
ridiculous.
for giving up touchdown receptions to opposing
That's what I'm saying, man.
receivers.
Players are getting burned on defense, right past them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shoom,
All right, so we got one more game.
Yep, and so this last game is one of the bigger games of the weekend because the Niners are going to end up playing the winner of this game. But it's the Seahawks versus the Eagles, and go fly, Eagles fly.
I hate Seattle.
I hate
because you know why they're so
Seattle
dangerous.
fucking
The way they're
Seahawks,
coached,
man.
like the shit. The fact that they know us really well.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them again. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid of them. In that sense, because you know what, it would only be poetic. We see them again in our house, and we beat them in the house.
We smacked
They
them.
came into us, and they beat us
did
in our
get
house.
us, yes.
No.
I want to be shut down.
Because also it's like, what would you really want to play the Eagles, who have been there?
Right.
This whole team has been there pretty
Right.
much. Granted, Carson Wentz hasn't been there per se. But like, so and you know what's interesting about Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Is right now he's kind of the veteran to these receivers.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have an Alshon Jeffrey who's seasoned. He doesn't have. He's not
Yeah,
going to have.
Alshon's done.
He's going to have. He might not even have Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz has a lacerated kidney and like a cracked rib.
Helmets to this midsection.
Yeah, he has a lacerated kidney. He's not playing.
Deshaun
Dallas Goeder's been
Jackson-
balling,
Deshaun
but he's
Jackson's
young
gone.
too.
Miles Sanders might not play.
Miles Sanders might not play. You got young Boston Scott. He's the oldest one out of them.
Exactly.
All the weapons. So he's
Nelson
like,
Aguilar,
they
right?
had Greg
He's still
Ward.
there. Is that Nelson still playing? Nelson.
No, I mean, he's gonna play, but
Yeah, but he
he's
hasn't
not a
doing
factor.
shit. Yeah,
Like,
he's not a factor.
what's his name? Ward, Greg Ward. Remember you had picked him up because I was trying to pick him up.
I got Ward.
This kid's actually balling.
Yeah,
Dog.
he's balling.
He's
the
a
only thing they
converted
got.
quarterback. He's a quarterback
Can you
converted to
believe
a
that?
wide
Can
receiver
you believe that
because they
shit?
needed someone. He was like a 4th-string quarterback from like the practice squad like a year ago or like something like that.
And they called him over to play wide receiver.
Yeah, like they had him, running wide receiver
he's
drills.
a
Like,
football player. Man,
that's like Edelman's story.
But yeah,
kinda.
Seattle Seattle should end up, especially because
Yeah, okay.
which is
See,
wild because
so-
Seattle's
so the
actually
Eagles
going
are
to
so
Eagles.
banged up, right?
Seattle's actually going to the Eagles'
Yeah, but
house.
Eagles are beat up, right? Right? So are the Seahawks. They're hella beat up. They got a wounded Jadeveon Clowney. He's still gonna be playing, but he's clearly wounded. Even when he was playing us, like Staley was mauling him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because Staley was pissed because he was mauling Staley the last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or no, I don't even think Staley played the last time. He might have still been hurt. Either way. Oh no, he came back for the first game. Like, okay. Anyways, I digress. Back to the Eagles, right?
I digress.
So the Seahawks is super banged up. Should be no Dwayne Brown unless he decides to. Wait, actually, because I've been kind of out of the loop because it's not like super fantasy wise right now. So I don't even know the left tackle injuries, but I know he's hurt and he missed last week. So and Dwayne Brown, he's the left tackle. That's the blind spot. Look at what we did to Wilson. We were able to keep him under pressure. This is the same thing with the Eagles. The Eagles team, they send a lot of pass rush. It's the heavy. Jim Schwartz got heavy.
Yeah. And the Eagles
pressure.
got lucky because they won their division. So
Pressure.
Seattle, which is 11-5, and the Seahawks that are the Eagles that are 9-7. Seattle has to go to the Philly because they won their division.
Yep.
And they won 2 less
And
games.
Philly's. This is why I like Philly though.
Can you believe that?
Man, you know what? First of all, what does Vegas have this at?
They have the Seattle -2. It's a barn burner.
I'm taking
It's
Seattle.
gonna be close.
I think I'm gonna take Seattle, and either because they can cover that and they can win by a field goal because it's gonna be hard to run on the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Homer, the Travis Homer, he's their lead running back right now. Maybe Marshawn Lynch this week they give him more touches. If you noticed when they were in 2-minute drill in the end of the game, Marshawn Lynch was on the sideline rocking a beanie. Because he doesn't know that the 2-minute drill packages, the 2-minute drill, that playbook, that's a different playbook. So he knows the basic shit. So he couldn't come in. So they couldn't even have him in the game. Maybe this time, they'll be able to, he might be a factor. I don't know. The secondary is exploitable for the Eagles. So Tyler Lockett, he could have the game in this game. Tyler Lockett could. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have Malcolm Jenkins. He's gonna be, he's a ill free safety. You know what I'm saying? He could even play coverage on young what's his name? Jacob Hollister.
Yeah.
Because he's been heating up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's other than that, it's kind of like it's a mismatch for Seattle's run game. What they need to do is let Russell Wilson play his backyard football.
He has to run around.
Yeah.
He has to.
Yeah.
This is it. Don't protect him. He's going to be in the pocket, but he needs to have like 100 yards rushing.
I just think without Miles Sanders, because look, you could run, like maybe Boston Scott, with all 5'6", fucking 190 pounds or 200 pounds, whatever he is. Maybe all of him can do it again. You know what I mean? He's coming off a 3-touchdown game. There's going to be a lot of eyes on him. Well, here's the one thing, too. Phenomenal offensive line for the Eagles. Mm-hmm. They do have some injuries over there, but even the backups came in and balled against the Giants last week, and the Giants actually got legit pass rush. Here's the thing. Seattle's at the bottom of the league of pressures, and they're at the bottom of the league of sack totals. Mm-hmm. So they're not getting at the quarterback. They lack a pass rush, and their secondary's banged up. You got Griffin; he's injured. If he didn't play last week,
they still have what's his name? He's been a long time, even from Legion of Boom. I forgot his name.
Who are you talking about? The linebacker?
Yeah,
they still have Wagner, Bobby Wagner.
Wagner.
Yeah, B-Wag's still there.
So he might still be able to, pull out something out of his rabbit out of his fucking hat.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'll take.
I still might, even though look at minus.
You like the Eagles in this? I'll switch with you. I want to pick the Eagles.
The Eagles somehow do that, but it's the Eagles
and
somehow.
They've been pulling it off.
They somehow do
look
this.
They went 3 and
the Eagles somehow
the
do
Eagles
this.
went 3-1 in December. They went 3-1, right? So they've been winning when it counts. They're at home. You know what I'm saying? They have all. You know what you know how they won the Super Bowl? All chip on the shoulder.
That's it.
Right? Look, it's the same
Eagles,
thing.
They're not the most impressive team.
You know what they're going to say to Carson
time of possession, they're third in the league. They're not the most impressive team, but they somehow know how to handle the rock.
You're talking about the Eagles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because you know what they do?
I'm sorry. They're 31st. They're 31st in the league.
Oh, I was going to say, because they have a ton of 3-and-outs. No, but the Seahawks, though, they used to be a team. Okay, you know what the Seahawks need to do? And every week, this is
the
what
Eagles need to do. Hey, they're at home, man. They got to do something.
This is what the Seahawks need to do. In order for the Seahawks to win any game all year, this is what they've been doing. I know this because I was a Chris Carson truther coming into the year because they ran like 60% versus 40% passing ratio last season. So coming into this year, I was hella big on Chris Carson. I was like, they're going to run a lot.
He ran so much he got hurt.
Exactly. So check this out. They will always own time of possession, and they always play with a lead. All the games that they lost, it was games they were having to play from behind. They're not a second half team by any means. Even though Russell Wilson is a comeback kid, but here's the one thing: Russell Wilson's a Sagittarius. His birthday's the day before mine. He's Brazilian. Like that, you put him in a corner. This motherfucker, he boxes his way out, and that's the one thing that they got going for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, because Marshawn Lynch, that was like a fun story, but it's like I don't really see that panning out too much. I mean, they're gonna try to run him into the dirt. But that's the only way they can play.
He only had 12 rush attempts, 34 yards.
And 15 of them came on one run.
Exactly, 15 of them came on one run.
But here's the thing is they have to run. That's the only way this. It's a Schottenheimer. It's a Roddy or Schottenheimer, whatever his name is, Ryan Schottenheimer, whatever his fucking. It's his offense. They run. You know what I'm saying? And to open up that big play action to Tyler Lockett or to DK Metcalf, who are both mismatches. Like, there are mismatches over there. Like, Eagles can get ate up by both Lockett and DK. So that's the key to this game. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you want to ask me, the crazy me, I'm taking the over in the game. The sneaky shootout potential. Two teams that won't be able to run the ball. And two, bottom of the barrel secondaries.
It's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
I think that, just like the Niners when we played Seattle not too long ago, was at 28, 26 or whatever, but it's gonna be in the 20s, I think. It's not gonna be in the teens. It's gonna be in the 20s. But that's it right there. Those are the games right there.
Yeah.
We knocked them out 1-2. We mentioned some fantasy. We shot out some fantasy leagues. We went full circle. We handled our biz, and it's still not over. We still got to do after this divisional championships, baby.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Right out the gate to close up the gate. Follow us at the GMM Network.
Yes.
Follow me at Bogart Scott Free. Follow the fantasy wise man himself at Wise Man If.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Holla.
Holla.
Footage coming soon. About to edit some clips. Yeah, we gonna show y'all how we do. Niner games, Shark games, all that.
Bang, bang. Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy
And
New
y'all
Year.
be safe
Y'all be
out there.
safe.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be on no fuck shit.
Nah, be safe. Don't drive and don't drink and drive.
Yeah. Are you gonna make some noise?
And they make some more noise. Handy it been, y'all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. 2020, my vision's clear.